Feels like Udinese are inching closer towards an equaliser, unless Milan can somehow change the momentum here. Lovric with the corner. Touré was underneath it. Zanaga played it against Karlström. Here's Sandy Lovric. And Luca. Cabasele. Now the flag will surely go up for offside. Instead we play on because Chukwueze can find Morata. Udinese are short-handed in the back. Morata might have to go himself here. Still Alvaro Morata. Ike Bravo played the ball in the view of Daniele Kifi. Morata felt he was clipped by his fellow Spaniard. And now Zamora putting it out of play so that Cabasele can get some treatment. In the meantime, Udinese preparing a couple of changes. Davis and Camara. That's the challenge from Ike Bravo. Clearly got the ball. Just toe poked it away. And this was first Biol challenging and latterly Cabasele. Now, the follow through from Pavlovic, catches Cabasele. We've seen these before as well. Who can forget the incident involving Dodò of Fiorentina? And Nuno Tavares of Lazio. That was a cross, a follow through from the defender, caught his opponent. And they are looking at this, Maurizio Mariani trying to figure out whether this warrants a penalty, because Pavlovic was fairly wild there in the way he followed through on Cabasele. The home crowd wanted the flag initially. They felt that Karlström was offside, but Pavlovic has taken a big chance there. And if this is referred for an OFR, Udinese might have the chance to score from the spot at the same end of the ground where they did here last season through Roberto Pereira in front of the Curva Nord. Check is ongoing. The check is now complete. And the captain, Jakob Biol, just seeking an explanation now as to why that hasn't been referred by Maurizio Mariani to his colleague out there in the middle, Daniele Kifi. News has just filtered through to Cabasele as well. You can see what he thinks about it. Meantime, Hassan Camara, Keenan Davis, presumably spell the end perhaps for Ike Bravo, and maybe Jordan Zamora. Ike Bravo is coming off. Didn't make too much of an impact on his league debut for Udinese. Instead it's Ehisibue. So they're now going to have two left-footed players on both flanks. Udinese, like Zamora before him. Hassan Camara is left-footed. Footballing southpaw, if you like. An hour gone at San Siro. The game really hangs in the balance. It's almost impossible to know how this one will end up. Huge burden on Milan, that early red card. Touré. Camara. So Zamora's on the far side, will be cutting in. Potentially be able to shoot with that excellent left foot of his. Cabasele, now Zamora, will be providing the in-swingers. Biol, Karlström demanding the ball, here he is now. Karlström with the cross, Lovric. Udinese want handball against Pavlovic. Again, he's involved in a possible penalty appeal. Now the ball's gone into touch, and Daniele Kifi is conversing again with Maurizio Mariani. He's already gestured that There was no handling offence inside the box. Touré. Zamora calling for it on the far side. Touré's giving it straight to Chukwueze. Chukwueze's been caught again. He's saying how many times? Lovridge flicking it on. Pavlovic leant into it, but it seemed to catch him on the midriff. Perhaps just brushed the wrist, but his arm was in a natural position. It was down by his side, and that's why there was very little conversation required between the officials here at San Siro and those watching from Lissone. Emerson Royal, great take there from Morata. Fofana. For Musa. That's more like it from Milan. Have to keep very close control of the ball and try and rest up whilst in possession. Force Udinese to expend some energy in chasing down the ball as they're doing now. Menyon Memna for Musa. Fofana didn't get the memo, but Milan have beaten the press. Fofana. That was Musa poking it through. What a ball that is. Subjao and Pulisic unable to latch onto it. Really nice idea. Hassan Kamara tends to stay very wide. He can feed it into the feet of Davis. Davis, Kamara. Who was that? Yunus Musa. Excellent covering defending for the American. Saraga. Still some doubts as to what Musa's best position is. Talk of him playing wide. Fonseca having none of that though. But it was put to him yesterday at Milanello. Touré. Karlstrom. Biol. Davis will stretch, but he couldn't bring it under control. Just the one goal for Keenan Davis in Serie A, but it was that vital one at the Stirpe, final day of last season to keep Udinese up at the expense of Frosinone. Has since scored a cup win over Avellino. Vignac said he spent between 12 and 16 hours a day at the training ground, trying to bone up as much as he could on what his new team were all about. Paulo Fonseca took a similar approach. He was living at Milanello in the early weeks, but not sure that's still the case. Understandably, where players and coaches reside should be a closely guarded secret. Just ask Alvaro Morata. Clashed with small town mayor outside Milan after publicised the fact Morata was moving into his neck of the woods. Musa. Chukwueze running Touré. Chukwueze with the switch. Zamora once and twice, but straight to Terracciano. Out by Cabasele. Easy fixture list that Milan have coming up. Should have too much for Club Brugge here on Tuesday, at least on paper, when they go to the Dallara to take on another Champions League team, Bologna. Keenan Davis spotted the run of Lovridge. Pavlovic in charge of the situation. Now Pulisic. Morata. Chukwueze made the dart forward. Here come Udinese again though. Sandy Lovridge. Zamora. Saraga. Kamara with the early cross for Davis. Menyon came, and had Fofana not been there, might have dropped straight at the feet of Jordan Zamora. This is going to be part of the course now. Remaining third of the Luca wanted it to feet there. Toure decided against it. Camara curls it in, too high for Davis. Morata now. Pulisic running beyond him. Morata now. Pulisic running beyond him. Lovric took one for the team. Just a free kick. Chukwueze after this, but it's going to be an issue. To get the better of his international colleague, Maduka Okoye, earlier on. The pair of both Super Eagles, Nigeria internationals. Davis. Toure. Keenan Davis again. Now it's Camara. Away from Royale far too easily. Camara stands it up. Zamora. Pulisic did really well in the air there. This is Kabasele. Zamora trying to stay on side. Zamora with the cross. Maignan is there. Milan are going to need him time and time again. What remains here? Just to wrap up the Rossoneri's upcoming fixtures. A trip to Bologna Beckham's next weekend. Their midweek match, the only one of this season incidentally, is a home game against Napoli. One of the teams in the Scudetto conversation. His fixture list looks a lot more manageable. Games against Juventus and got Cagliari at home, Venezia away, and a trip to Empoli the other side of the November international break. Zaraga taken off for a Kellenkamp. And it's Martin Pajero on for Lovric, so an overhaul of the engine room for Costa and Yajic.